Unlock your potential with the monthlycalendar.com, your gateway to life-changing events. Connect with a powerfove community, attend exclusive sessions, and fuel your career with insights from industry icons like Elena Cardone, Les Brown, and local leaders Brent Gove, Paul Frank, and Joey Satariano. Our real estate training network delivers high-impact strategies and breakthrough opportunities. Ready to take your future to the next level? Join the monthlycalendar.com and claim your next big move.
How's everybody doing?
Great. Very good.
Let's try that again. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Love it. So we always start off our meetings just hearing something good. It could be business related, could be personal related. So let's start out. Who has something good they want to share? One at a time. Oh yeah, please. I'm good.
I've been blessed. For those of you that don't know, I'm a mortgage lender and I am the founder of Integrity Mortgage. United Wholesale Mortgage, the largest wholesale lender in the country, invites 26 brokers a year to do their national podcast. And when I was back in Michigan last November, they interviewed me for the podcast and it just got dropped this morning. So UWM, good, better broker. Love to have you listen in and see what you think.
Love it. That's awesome.
And as a height of a rhino, if you don't like it, tell me you don't like it. I love that kind of feedback.
Yeah, let's give him a hand. That's really awesome. That's incredible. Beautiful. Anyone else? Tell me something good. Please, Donna.
This week got 2 referrals out of state, one in Arizona and one in Florida.
Love it. Love it. Great. Anyone else?
I think, yeah, I like close escrow on the 13th, first one.
Love it. Love it. How long have you been in the business?
October, I got my license.
Love it, man. Let's give him another hand. Well, it's like when you're in a market like we're in now, where there's, the top producers are really doing a majority of the business right now. This is the time where you can actually build a business because there's so many people that are silently retiring. So my hat is off to you for being in it. And this is the time where we're all going to be able to grab market share. Or they believe the next 12 to 16 months, the market is going to grab a lot of traction. You guys feeling that? Yeah, I'm feeling it too. I'm looking at the numbers. So anyone else want to share?
I got 2.
Please.
So first one is we are opening up an amazing experience center in downtown Sacramento at the Twisted Tracks Gallery, which is just such a cool thing. So we're going to start meeting together every Monday between 12 to 3. This week marketing, kind of almost like what we're doing here, but just open to everybody. Again, broker agnostic. So anybody can come in, any business can come in, and we can start working together. We have Chris, where are you at? You guys are going to be going down there using it for your BNI.
Yeah, BNI, it's an awesome place. There's about 30 parking spots that aren't metered.
Yeah, no, awesome.
It's great. Yeah.
Awesome. So just to be clear with that, so PDF has now got another location in downtown. For those of us that are in the group can work out of that. We're going to be having events there. So now we have downtown presence, which is great, right? I mean, downtown and parking usually don't have those two things in the same sentence. So
we're building out an event plan for the rest of the summer season. So again, if you guys are interested in being a part of that, let myself know. Connor was heading that, who's one of my counterparts here with PDF, but he's going out on baby leave. So yay God for that for him. And then aside from that, I just signed a partnership with an amazing company, which they also came to support Legacy.
yes,
right here.
great.
So,
Congratulations. Yes. Anyone else want to share something good? Kim.
Yeah, so me and Jason got into contract finally on I don't know if you guys remember the Midtown house, the beautiful home on 26. Well, we're supposed to close, God willing, tomorrow or Friday. So yeah. And then I do have a listing coming up in South Sac. It is a flip all the way done, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, I Parkway. And that one is going to be listed at 440. It is 1,400 square feet. We should be live next week. So
Love it. Love
nice.
it. Anyone else?
I got one.
Please.
So I just closed on property in Elk Grove last week, and then a couple days later got a vacation property contract.
Love it. So for those of you who know, I'm remodeling my house and half of it is done now. Successfully, half of the house is done. So I'm super excited. So we're going to be moving into half of the house. in the next couple weeks. So you guys
Is that a
can-
half clock?
yeah,
or-
yeah, yeah. So it'd be great. I'll be out in Auburn. So anyone else have something good they want to share? Okay. Well, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Joey Satariano. We do these meetings the first Wednesdays of every month. Wisdom Wednesday is broker agnostic. So I'm glad you guys are all here. If you grab the brochures that I have on your desk, the QR code, if you scan that, it takes you to the monthlycalendar.com. These are events that we have going on. You guys are more welcome to come. We have a lot of really good speakers. We have Ryan Lundquist. He's going to be coming in June 4th. How many of you like Ryan? Right, we're going to be bringing him in, and hopefully we're going to blow the roof off. Come on in. Hopefully we're going to blow the roof off and maybe take it to a different location. Next month on March 4th, we have Coach V. How many of you know who Coach V is? Right, he's going to be here. And so we got a lot of great stuff that are happening. The third week of this month, we have an event in Placer County Association of Realtors where Frank Gove brings in really some top quality speakers. So we're going to be having some great events over there. I tell everybody, you could spend money and get coaching and training anywhere else. There's a lot of people that are willing to take your money. But I promise you, if you were to just get tapped into our community, I believe that there's not a single problem that you have in your business that our community can solve without you actually have to write a check. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right now, I believe like the new collaboration is the new competition. It's like, how do we collaborate and how do we grow through these times that we're in right now? And how do we be an encouragement? I mean, the reality of it is major broker brands right now are dying on the vine and they don't even realize that their pulse is slowing down. Their heartbeat is slowing down. We're talking about major brands. And I don't feel so much for the brand. I feel more for the people that are part of that brand. I feel more for the people that don't have the support. They don't have the support that we have. And we tell everyone, I just partnered up with this guy named Jake Hinder. How many of you know who Jake Hinder is? Top Caldwell Banker agent in the world. And him and I, we are now building a group together, which has been incredible. And Jay says, you know, our goal is to create such a great experience that it makes it really hard for the people in our community to not have to share that. Does that make sense? So I encourage you that you share as many people. And if you're not with our group, no worries. You come here. Let us continue to bless you. Let us continue giving the wisdom to help you thrive in this time. And I'll give you, if you need anything, just come by and reach out to me and I'd be glad to help you any way that I possibly can. Okay, is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So on here on the top left corner, I believe, or top right corner, it's a little sticky note. We're going to be having some drawings at the end of the meeting. So draw a number, put your name on there and a number between, not draw it, write a number between 1 and 50. And then Claudia or Kim will be collecting those, and we have some drawings, free coaching session. We have some books, we have some gift cards, and then we can go from there. So, but what I want to do, Claudia and Kim, can you come on up real quick, please? I did.
Okay, I meant it.
No worries. So Claudia and Kim are the reason why these events have been well attended, well organized. So without them, I couldn't have done it. And you know that part of it, how many of us admit that we're control freaks? Am I the only honest person? Let me try that again. How many of us admit that we're control freaks? Great, a few honest people in the room. But I've let go of it, right? And as I've let go of it with the right people, look, we have a room, we have top-notch speakers that are coming. So please give them a hand.
Yes.
Who's going to need to? Oh, okay, great. So you want to introduce the sponsor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I want to introduce Brenda Chua. She is representing NorCal Attorney Brokers.
Yes.
And fabulous. And then they're going to, Vanessa's going to be speaking here April 1st. And you don't want to miss this. She was a realtor with Kim and I at CV for years. So she has a realtor brain, but she became an attorney and she has wonderful information for us. You don't want to miss this. On April 1st, she'll be here. So go ahead, tell us about it.
Well, we were just the sponsor for this morning's breakfast. It's a pleasure to be here and see everyone here. So for the April 1st event, if you have any real estate questions that you've always wondered the legalities on, let Claudia know so she can pass a message along to me so I can have Vanessa address those questions when within scope. Yeah. But NorCal Attorney Brokers, it's a real estate law firm. So anything that involves a real property, questions on title issues, people having multiple owners on title that need to break it up. When they, try to do probate avoidance, so that we do a little bit of everything. So just give us a call and let us know. And if you're a realtor and you refer a client, let your client know that you're a real estate agent and provide the name, because in that way we can give them a free consultation.
Oh, that's great. Free consultation.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
But if they don't say your name and that you're a real estate agent, sorry, they don't get the free consult. So make sure that they say it. Another thing I provided, everyone has a little voucher, but there's more. Those are for you to contact one of your top producing clients, or a client that you just finished or closed escrow on, and now they need to protect their property, put into a trust. And so that's what the voucher is. So it makes you look good.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions, all our information's on the brochure.
Thank you, Brenda. And then I guess, Brenda, what month is your firm coming back to speak? Do we know?
April 1st.
So April 1st, they're actually gonna come in and deliver some information about real estate law, give us some more tools. Guys, I just want to pause for a minute. I mean, I have an attorney that I've been working with. Earlier on, one of my mentors said, you're doing all these creative financing, seller financing, you need an attorney. So I have an attorney that I call to get the questions answered. But we don't have free consultations. And whenever my clients get in trouble, or something happens, I literally, and when I say in trouble, I just mean like there's some friction that happens after close, right? I usually take my client and I will pay for them to have the consultation, because I want my clients to know I'm there even when you're not giving me money. Does that make sense? I'm there when you have a problem. But having an attorney on hand, it just helps you become wiser, right? It takes us from the order taker mentality where we're just listing properties and helping buyers to actually becoming a consultant and professional and helping them guide themselves out of some of the biggest problems they could be having. Make sense? So I would get connected with Brenda, figure out how you can, what that's going to look like, and spend some time, get your clients over. There's any kind of, because they told me this a long time ago. It's like, we can't be the source of information, because if we're the source and we're saying this is the law or this or that, if something backfires, guess what? It's on you. But our goal is to be the messenger from the source, right? Get them connected to the source. And that's law firms have E&O, they have protection, because they're the ones that are giving us the sound business advice. Does that make sense?
So reason to reach out to your clients to give them something of real value.
Yeah, it's huge, guys. You guys do like trusts and different, yeah, that's a great resource. So let's give her another hand. Let's give her another hand. Love it. So we were, Claudia, myself, and Kim were trying to figure out what we could do to bring value to you guys. And we really all the way through in each month that we have. So we want to bring some top producers that we know that are really killing it right now. Actually, I know some of them on the panel that are doing better now than they were when the market was good. And I can relate to that. I mean, earlier on in my career, I struggled when it was hot. And then when it started slowing down is when my business started growing. So let's bring the panelists up and let's learn something new. Is that exciting?
Yeah.
Great. So let's Kim Carlson, right here.
And we need more flyers. More people came in. We don't.
Okay, perfect.
Wow, you.
That's not a bad problem to have.
No.
Chemo, come on up, man. Jason Hamilton. We can clap for the guys, by the way. Get some energy. Let's get some energy. Jason Bolts. Probably should have said that ahead of time. And last but not least, Mohammed. Give him a hand. So first off, guys, thanks for coming out and wanting to add value to the community. I mean, I know, with the exception of Mohammed, I know you guys really, really well, and I just appreciate you wanting to come over and impart. So I did give them some questions, so they have some time to prepare. That doesn't mean I'm not going to ask them a few extra questions as we go through. So, but first question, we'll just kind of go along. We'll just kind of go through them one by one. So how long have you been in the business, Kim?
I have been in the business, it was 17 years in September. In full circle, I started with Joey 17 years ago and
Still working.
ventured out a little bit and then came back home. So, yeah.
So I just want to comment on that. Kim is the only person that followed everything I said. 100%. First 5 days, the first 45 days in the business, she put 5 deals in escrow. Clap your hands for that. Hey, literally. He didn't even know how to spell the word real estate, and she was putting buyers and sellers together. Right. I think it was the first open house we did over there off of it was by Jack in the Box there on the corner of Bond and Elk Grove Flooring, the little community on the right at Taylor Morrison. I remember that home. The big oak tree in the backyard. She's like, what do I do? They want to write an offer.
It's a good problem to have.
We will. Yeah, it is a good problem. Well, great. Well, great. Kimo, please, how long have you been in business and what were you doing before real estate?
Yeah, my name is Kimo Zamora. I have been in the business since October of 2017. I opened up my company alongside of a buddy of mine back in 2020. And then now just last year partnered with PDF. So the amazing commercial developer and just amazing leader for the EXP commercial division as well. Before this, I was in business marketing for AT&T. And again, those are some things that helped me catapult into this side of my business.
Love it. Love it. Let's give me a hand. Jason.
I've been in the business twice. I originally got licensed in 2005 and got blown out in 2008. I had no clue what I was doing. I came back in 2013 part-time, and I've been full-time since 2016. During that time, I was working at the prison. When I was part-time agent, I was working at Folsom Prison as a guard.
Great. Love it. Let's give me a hand.
Jason Holtz. I've been in the business October of 2017. So I thought that was funny. But before that, I was working at Safeway, the summer job for the last 15 years.
And how do we meet?
You actually sold me my house back in 2012, and I called you because I was like, I want to quit. I hate my job. I thought about real estate. And then that's kind of how it started.
Yeah.
And he's killing it. He's absolutely killing it. So great. Let's give a hand. Please, Mohammed.
I have been in the business since 2022. Before that, I was working for federal government as a case manager, the DHS, and then before that, I was a manager in Amazon inside the warehouse.
Got it. And you've been in business for 10, 15, 20 years?
No, since 2022.
And he just iconed. Give me a hand. Just so you guys know, icon is like a minimum of around 24 deals. 3 years in the business.
So, no teams.
Did you catch that? On his own and with no team, so which is incredible. Perfect. Okay, so Kim, what would you say is your main source of business right now?
Right now, definitely referrals. Definitely staying in touch with my past clients, my database. I am very good at popping in, sending little videos. So yeah, I would say referrals are definitely keeping me alive. Last year was actually my best year since 2020, which is just crazy in a down market, but just really staying in touch with my database, sending those texts, sending those videos. And one thing that when I was asked to speak, I was thinking about like, what do I do to really try to stand out? And I do really try to have a personal touch. Like I'm not just salesy and sending texts just to send texts. Everything I send is heartfelt. So staying in contact with my database, my past clients, and just doing a lot of social media to get referrals.
Love it, love it. My second question was, what was your superpower? Would you say that that's your superpower? What would you say your superpower?
Yes, and I feel like people like I'm sincere, so people trust me pretty. I feel like the level of trust happens pretty quickly, just like at the open house when I first got in the business. Full circle now that I can think about it, but because I'm sincere and I absolutely love what I do, I feel like it comes off like that, and people trust me pretty quickly.
Love it, love it. Great. So connection, right? Connections. Right. Kimo, what is your main source of business, and what would you say I've asked you that question quite a few times, but what would you say your superpowers?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, well, me and you have different ideas of what my superpower is, Joey, so. No,
can go in a lot of different directions.
so as far as my current main source of business, There's a couple things, like I said, just recently coming over to PDF, I've been restructuring how my business runs. My biggest goal, as Joey knows, my goal this year is to not be working in my business, but working on my business. So I've been putting in procedures, policies. We built an amazing team. If you guys haven't tried utilizing any kind of virtual assistant services or any kind of outsourcing for some of your things like digital marketing to email, automations, any of those type of things, there's a lot of resources out there. So that's some of the stuff that's been working for me, is implementing these strategies. So there's things that are happening without me being directly in the business. So that's been helping a lot. The second part of that is we all, if you are a licensed real estate agent, you do have the opportunity to do commercial. So in your open houses, wherever you are, remember, open up those conversations as well, that, hey, we also can help you if you guys want to open up business, or if you guys own any properties, or if you're looking at maybe possibly purchasing or leasing your building, let us help you find the resources that we can help do that. So those are other ways that I'm getting deeper in with clients when they just come in to look at a simple open house. And then my superpower, I think, Joey, is I think I have a keen sense of human nature. I understand what people's needs are before I feel like sometimes they know what those look like. So I'm very predictive and understanding patterns and analysis of how people are already speaking and thinking, what we're already looking into. So know your audience, do research on your clients, and better set yourself for the data that's already in front of us.
Love it, love it. Give me a hand. You know, which actually feeds up an idea. Write this down, guys. There's a site called Crystal, Crystal. And Crystal is a site where you actually can put somebody's, it's a little scary, but you can put somebody's name into Crystal, and it will give you information about them. It will actually, you're going to love this. It will actually give you their DISC assessment. It actually populates your DISC assessment. It tells you, it gives you a summary. It gives you a summary of what they like, what they don't like. Wow. What their interests are, what turns them off. Like, it is crazy when I thought about that. But when I, yeah, just 1 second. But here's a great part of it is it allows you to build a rapport faster, right? Like everything else. A good thing like that could be used maliciously, right? People could do that to take advantage of people, right? I'm asking you to use Crystal because if you believe that you're the best agent on the planet, if you believe that there's nobody better to help a client than you are. Well, Joey, that sounds a little arrogant. I believe that. If I'm in front of a buyer and seller, I believe that I'm the best agent. Why? Because I'm going to practice integrity. Crystal is going to allow you to get through some of the red tape. Does that make sense? We are, I was in a conference with some 8, 9, and 10 figure entrepreneurs in Georgia. And he said something that blew my mind. It was actually what I was thinking. We live in a broken trust society. Write that down. We live in a broken trust society. What does that mean? That means companies are out there figuring out how to take advantage of us or just give us the bare necessity, right? And this actual site will help you break through that and build some serious rapport. So Crystal's the name of it. You want to piggyback some on that?
Yeah, and for me, I've been a serial entrepreneur. I've done a lot of different businesses in a lot of different places. I've been screwed in business on a lot of different sides. Now, whenever I'm getting into business with people, I would also suggest Joey has a DISC assessment that he actually has. Go take that, but also not only for yourselves, but anybody you plan on being around or getting in business with, have them run those things, run a collaboration to where you guys are seeing how you guys could operate together and what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. So what was yours?
Yeah. So I have a DISC assessment and I make a $3.25 commission. So I'm not getting it. Right. It's $12.56. If you go to whatismydisc.com, whatismydisc.com, and that would be great for you to go ahead and fill it out. If you want me to validate it, I'm really familiar with that. Let me know. But it's going to allow you to really understand the DISC assessment. But Crystal is an amazing resource.
How do you spell that? Crystal.
Steve, Crystal.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's crystalknows.com.
Crystalknows.com. There it is. Crystalknows.com.
K-N-O-W-S.
So you've heard of it.
Yeah, and I just looked it back up.
Love it. Love it. Okay. So Jason, what is your main source of business? What would you say your superpower is?
Currently my main source of business is past clients and referrals, followed closely by cold calling. I know some of you don't like to hear that, but I'm not afraid to pick up the phone and call people. Matter of fact, last year, my biggest transaction came from a cold call, $1.7 million listing. And I also helped him purchase a house for 900. So over $2 million on just that one couple from a cold call. I have a deal in escrow that we were talking about earlier right now. Should close at the end of this month for 1.45 cold call. So just don't be afraid to pick up the phone. You know, I've gotten to a position where referrals and past clients are steady, but I know you can't depend on those. So I like to pick up the phone. I'm not an open house person. Like Kim will tell you, we'll do an open house together and I'll say, Kim, anybody walks in that door, they're yours. I don't want to talk to them. I'm just here. And that's her thing. She's very good at open houses. If you're newer and you want to learn how to connect with people at an open house, you got to do an open house with Kim and even Jason. They're amazing. It's not my thing. I don't like it. I just don't. And I've been in the business long enough to know that you have to do what not even necessarily that you like to do, but something that you're willing to do. And I'm just not willing to do open houses consistent, so I stay away from it. So for me right now, it's referrals, past clients, and I don't mind cold call. I worked in mortgage collections for several years, calling all day long, getting hung up, cussed at. I've worked in prisons, cussed at. So I don't mind when people cuss at me. So that's my thing.
And what would you say your superpowers?
That was probably the hardest question that you said you were going to ask, because I really don't like talking about myself. I don't know what my superpowers. So I asked my daughter this morning, and she said, you know, because I work from home, I sit at my dining room table with my daughter. She's 28. She lives with us, and she said, Dad, I think your superpower is communication. She said, I hear you on the phone talking to people, and you have the ability, because you're so calm, to make people feel comfortable instantly. And you sit there and you'll explain it to them until they feel comfortable. So I guess that's my superpower, according to my daughter. I don't know.
Good.
Yes, great. Give a hand. Mr. Jason Bolts.
Let's do it.
Let's see, what's your main source of business and what's your superpower?
So right now my main source of business is actually referrals. Most of them actually coming from my wife in the back. So she's also one of my like hidden superpowers that we were talking about. But earlier this year we did the business planning out at PCAR. And so I broke down my business, and literally I was surprised, but 33% of my business is spirit influence, 33% open houses, and 33% referrals. And then it kind of commingles between all of them. So like what Jason was talking about with the open houses with Kim, we did an open house on probably the worst listing I've ever been at. But we got a client out of it, and then they've already sent me 2 referrals just in the last 12 months. So it was 1 open house, 2 referrals, working, you know, with my wife. I closed 1 that was a referral from her. I have 1 in contract that's a referral from her, and I have a listing right now that's a referral from her. So I would say she's a main source of it. And my real superpower, I would say, is just meeting people with where they're at. And I think that's what separates it, is if they're not ready to buy or sell, great. But it's having the conversations with them, figuring out why they're looking to do things, and understand that, because now it's not the right time for everybody to do anything. Right. So it's just meeting them where they're at.
Love it, love it. Let's give me a hand. Mohammed, what's your main source of business and what's your superpower? Would you say?
The main subject is all personal referrals, personal friends, family. And I do a lot of trying to get social media to the community. Those are going to be main source of my income. I'll do a lot of engagement. You know, I sponsor events in the community, so that's going to be the main source of my business. And then your next question, I'm being very reliable to my clients and being resourceful.
Okay.
Like if they have a question, they want to know anything, I'm not going to just reject them with that, or I'm going to help them get the answer. And then, you know, being have a lot of resources, multiple lenders, like hard money, cash, all the lenders I work with. Also, one of my superpowers is being bilingual, right? I can speak the language of my people. I speak 3-4 languages. That will help me to, you know, get more business. And then, sometimes I go above and beyond, really help the clients, because for every client that I need is like a seed for me. I'll make sure I put that seed in the right place. It grows once it's in there.
I love it. That's great. That's great. Give me a hand. You know, one of the things I had a chance to be in the conference, we saw the founder and CEO of the Ritz-Carlton. This is a really great hack for you guys. And he says that they actually hired behavioral psychologists to figure out how to be masterfully about helping people. And he says one of the things that he actually found out and learned was the first interaction with someone. How you handle that first interaction will actually predictably give you the last 48 hours of favor and rapport you will gain with that individual if you greet them properly. So literally, so they have this whole thing is like if the customers are 10 feet ahead, they don't say hi, they don't say hello, they say good morning, sir, right? And that's kind of their approach on how they do that. So I'm thinking about all the panelists. I'm thinking, if we could just master our first greeting and our first interaction with an individual, he says, when you didn't master that, those people complained. A lot of their trips, they were complaining or they had problems, but just being masterful about how you greet people, right? And how you interact with them. Even with Jason saying, sometimes it's not the right time, helping them self-discover that it's not the right time. Would you guys agree that's really uncommon, right? So uncommon. So, okay. So Kim, how have you adjusted your approach in this market? And that's the first, yeah. How did you adjust your approach in this market since it's changed?
So I just dug in deeper, did more. So when the buyer broker agreement came out, I struggled with that a lot. It's funny because me and Monique were literally role playing at her house. I was just so uncomfortable with it. But and I think I was uncomfortable because how I used to connect with clients and get them was I would meet them at an open house. I would take them out. Once I took them out, they were mine. Like once I got in front of them, my ratio of turning them was very high. Well, now I had to do the buyer broker agreement. So I think what I've done to adjust is doing more of everything. So door knocking, my properties, my listings, my success stories, open houses. I'm doing at least 4 to 5 open houses a month, if not more, and signing them really well, pulling the people in, and really staying in touch with my database. Like, who do you know that is thinking about buying or selling? And I was thinking about the other day, like for newer agents. I know some newer agents right now. I'm mentoring this girl. I actually met her, I think at Wisdom Wednesday. I can't remember where I met her, but I was telling her that we just have to do anything you need to do right now, even if it's at the gas station talking to people, just, make those contacts and to make at least 10 contacts a day, regardless to who it is. If it's on social media, we have thousands of people on social media making 10 contacts. So I feel like I really doubled down on the activities that I was doing and did a little bit of everything except for cold call. No cold call. I'll do the open houses. He'll do the cold call.
So double down, I think is a big part of it. You
Yeah.
just double down on it. Because if you generate, you don't have to tolerate, right?
Right.
Yeah, if you generate, you don't have to work with people that are not motivated,
Right.
Okay, Kimo, how have you adjusted since the market's changed?
Yeah, and when I heard this question, I wasn't really thinking so much the real estate market. I was really thinking about the landscape generally around us. I follow the stock markets. I follow our economy very strategically. And I thought of this question in AI and all the stuff that we're dealing with now, right? So that's how I've been evolving my business, is educating not only myself, my teams, my assistants to be able to implement these type of strategies, to be able to use AI. Like we were just saying, Jason, that event was amazing. I actually got to have a sidebar conversation with the keynote, Vera Workman, who gave me a prompt. So I actually built an assessment myself for my team that I sent out to everybody for their goal planning. So basically with that, I inputted through a GPT prompt what their goal strategies were, whether they wanted to pay off cars or how many deals they wanted to close, but it broke down pillars on how to build that out. And now you could say, okay, for me, I wanted to make $500,000 net income this year. I have to sell 56 homes, which actually nets at an average of $50,000 per home at 56 homes. That's 56 transactions. It wouldn't be as a solo agent, right? I'd be having to bring in other teams, other opportunities. So knowing that, what are the strategies that we're getting down to micro analyze the data of what we can get now. So with my team, that's the biggest thing we're working on right now is crystal clarity and using the technologies and resources you have at your fingertips to be able to find and hone in, not shooting shotguns anymore. We are shooting arrows at laser beam focus into bullseyes. So that's
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, great answer. So here's the thing, I said it earlier, is like, I don't believe that there's a problem in your business that can't be solved with our community. And I really mean that. So if you go to brentgove.com and you go under real estate training, you'll be able to see a recording of Earl Workman's business planning clinic. He had a whole different approach. It's there. And if you are there, he'll give you access on how to get that prompt. It'll be there in there. And it'll be something, I know a lot of people have used that, and it helps you build an entire business plan. Again, you go spend thousands of dollars. You can get coached at, I think the least expensive one-on-one coach right now will run you about $1,200 a month, right? Yeah, and I'm saying you don't have to spend $1,200 a month. Just get connected on the monthly calendar and what we're doing. And if you're not with our brokerage, we don't care. We want to add as much value as we can. Actually, can I be blunt with you guys? Can I be perfectly honest with you guys, even if you don't necessarily like what I say?
Yeah.
If you're not with the brokerage, my goal, our community's goal, is to become more valuable to you than your own broker. Is that okay?
Yes.
Right? And that's our goal, is we want to become more valuable to you. We want to have more assets and be able to help you with your business. Please.
Came from Berkshire, and I don't think I'll ever leave EXP. I won't say who I've discussed things with, but some people have said, they're maybe not too sure on the model entirely, but I'll tell you right now, from day one, this is where I want to be.
Yeah. And I appreciate you sharing that. And I believe it's the people. I believe it's the people, and I believe it's the heartbeat of what we're doing. So please tap into what we're doing, get connected to the events that we have. And I promise you, your business will never be the same. So Jason, how have you adjusted your approach? I think you talked a little bit about cold calling. What would you say?
I've been doing cold calling for a while. Done a few things. One, expanded my territory.
Okay.
And not just where I serve, but I have listings in Stockton. I've done listings in the Bay Area. So expanding your territory and not just, there's only so many houses here in Sacramento. When the market shrank, you got to expand. But I also expanded my territory and who I work with. I got really intentional about working with investors. And I've done several deals with investors over the last year and a half because they weren't worried about the interest rates. They're worried about the deal. So if you can find a few investors that you trust and can work with, I've sent them deals, and I have some investors that'll call me and say, hey, I got one coming from a wholesaler. I want you to be the agent on. So learning how to get intentional with investors. And then I can say, if you don't already have a coach or a mentor, get one. People like April Cook have probably forgotten more about this business than I know. She's super smart. Anytime I'm around April and I hear her talk, yeah, she's smart. So if you don't have a mentor or a coach and you're struggling, get one, because they see your blind spots, and they help you stay focused. And more than anything, they hold you accountable to do what you say you're going to do.
Love it. So Jason, on your cold calling, who are you calling? What is your focus on the cold calling?
I have a software. It's called Deal Machine. And I'm calling houses that are off market. I used to call expireds. Sometimes I still do. But this software that I use, Deal Machine, I can basically put in whoever I want. I can call expireds. I can call tired investors, tired landlords. I can call seniors. I can call people that have owned their house for 20 years. Basically, whatever you want to put in here, you can just put that information in, and it'll dial it in. It'll spit out a list. You'll get emails, you'll get phone numbers, and I just sit there and call.
Semi-cold.
Huh?
Not really cold, semi-cold.
No, they're cold because I never spoke to them before.
But true, but you're focusing on potential.
Yeah.
Huge potential.
Yeah. And guys, I just want to comment on that. I started building my business prospecting. Please write this down. This is a game changer. When you prospect, you don't know when you're going to win, and you don't know how big you're going to win, right? You don't know when you're going to win, and you don't know how big you're going to win. And it's the fastest way to accelerate your business, right? It's the fastest way. I believe between cold calling and open houses, those two things. Because what I want all of you to leave with is take one idea. Take one idea. I just got back from Georgia. The idea I took is I need to get out of my comfort zone and I need to get in front of people. I need to be masterful at new relationships. So I'm literally setting appointments with people and I'm building new relationships. That's what I got out of it. Take something today and grab a hold of it. Because if you don't grab a hold of something new today, your business will not change.
Joey?
Yeah, please.
What's the common theme in between cold calling and open houses? Conversations. I've never seen a real estate contract go together or a loan made without a conversation. Conversations lead to conversion because of the connection that you make. It's a human connection. It's relational. So you have to have the conversations in order to have conversion. And if you don't have conversion, you'll never see a contract. So the same discipline that they're talking about starts fundamentally with the one word, conversations.
Love it, love it. That's a really good point. Like I said, I know most of these folks here, and they're really, really good at their ability to convert. Write this down. Friday mornings at 8:30, you go to sixfigureroleplay.com, 6-figure roleplay, the number 6, sixfigureroleplay.com. We have role play sessions every Friday. It's usually from 8:30 to 9. I open up with the questions that they have, and we do some real live role play. Most people don't have a lead problem. They have a conversion problem. And they don't want to prospect. You know why they don't want to prospect? Is because they don't know how to convert. You know why they don't know how to convert? Because they haven't been masterful or working on that skill of learning how to convert, right? When you first start in the business, you might talk to 100 people to have to get a deal, right? I can tell you, if Jason talked to 100 people, he's going to get way more than one deal, right? Because he's mastered the art of converting. You got something, Jason?
I was just going to say another thing that I did. If you have old leads sitting around, go back and look at them. I was telling you earlier today. Yesterday, I spent a couple hours. I have spreadsheets from 2024, and I went back and they're color coded on Google Doc sheets. And anyone that I had highlighted green that I felt connected with or said they were thinking about selling, I went back, I pulled tax records. Yep, they still own that property. And I called them, and I had several conversations yesterday with some of those people. And one of them is interested in selling. We're going to be speaking again in a couple of weeks. So if you have some old leads sitting around, and all of you probably have millions of dollars in your phone. Just people that you already know, call them, text them, let them know what you're doing. And then you talked about Braden Kinder.
Yeah. Jay Kinder.
Jay Kinder also.
Yeah.
Well, Braden is who I talked to.
Okay.
Son. And I'm using their program to run Facebook ads for me. And I probably get 2 or 3 leads from that every day, at least.
Yeah.
And I call those as well.
If you guys want to know more about that, either pull Jason or me aside. He's talking about Funnel Pilot. It's a great way to generate leads just to get more conversations going. So, okay, Jason, Bolts, how have you adjusted your approach in this market?
I think my biggest adjustment is actually more my mental adjustment. I'm realizing that's really not the market. It really is where you're at in your belief in the market. Because people are still buying and selling all day long in any market. So that was my biggest adjustment, was my mental attitude towards it, and then also my intentions behind it. And then kind of to piggyback on all the conversations that have been happening on this side. Like Kim touched on conversations, that is the one thing I started tracking. And I did the workman business planning, it typed in everything like Hemo said, and to hit my goals, it says I need to have 5 conversations a day. And that is so easy for me to do because it's talking to people. The one thing that is also in common is like when Kim and I are doing our open houses, we are talking to people who are actively out looking to do something, or, they're looking to buy, looking to sell, getting ideas. They're walking through the door for a reason. So I would say the lead quality is a little bit higher. What Jason's doing on the cold calling is he's filtering out everybody and it's meeting a certain criteria. So he's filtering out and he's being intentional on actually who he's calling. It's still a cold call because they don't know he's calling them, but he's focusing on a certain group of people. We're focusing on a certain group of people, tracking our conversations, and everything starts with conversation. So social media is great, AI is great, but at the end of the day, you have to talk to people. It's a people business, and that's really where it comes down to. It's just tracking conversations. And then I would say the 2 other things I've been using for everybody that's with EXP is I've been using Sisu, which is free with EXP, and that actually helps you track your conversations. And you can type in all your closings, what you have in contract, and it actually will spit out a number for you. And it will tell you your actual conversion rate and things like that. So our conversion rate might be a little bit higher, but it's because of who we're reaching out to and who we're talking to.
Love it, love it. And Jason he's put in a lot of time, a lot of conversations, right? From when you
A lot of
started.
conversations. And also, if you're with EXP and you don't want to use like Bold Trail or something like that, we have Close. So I downloaded Close because you know how all of us are amazing at follow-up. You put it in Close and you mark them as a buyer or a seller, and Close will prompt you to actually follow up and reach out to them, and it'll tell you it's the time you get the notification. Half the time I'm like, I don't even remember who this is, but I have notes on there. I go in there. So Close has been helping me remember who to actually follow up with. And the scary thing about Close is I've actually had it tell me I need to call somebody. That same day, that same person actually reached out to me, and I was like, okay, it works.
Wow.
So not sure how it works or what it does, but it works. So
That's incredible. That's awesome. Okay, so a last question I want to open up for some questions is, and I'll just leave it out. If you, whoever wants to answer, you can. For those that are struggling in this room right now, because I mean, the whole point of this panel was to give you guys one idea they can get you a deal within the next week. And I really believe you've gotten a lot of ideas, right? So I want you to get another deal next week, because some of you are like really stressed out financially because you need a deal. You know what I mean? So this is your opportunity right now. Okay. For those of you that, for the people that are struggling, this is for everybody. What would you suggest for the implement right now to get a deal within the next week, to get something in contract within the next week? Mohammed, please.
I wanted to go back to the question that I brought some answers to maybe help people. How adjust your approach to the market. I would say mine is keep adapting myself. Looking always from a buyer's perspective, and then also come back to, so what can I do to help a buyer or somebody who's looking or buying or selling. So, and also we're working with this fast, AI implementation and how things work. So I try to keep up adapting myself as much as I can, and then focus. Basically, try to. We all know it's leverage. Focus on the sales, but leverage the hard work. I just recently hired a full-time VA that helps me with my marketing, other stuff, but I was focused, so I can focus on my sales. So I think it's basically adapting yourself to the based on the market. Is how you can always look from the buyers, from the other side, that you can see if you are in the same position, how would you approach.
Love it, love it. Anyone else? What one idea could you suggest to those that need a deal on the road?
Yeah, just from what everybody's saying, and my team will, attest to this is, my number one thing, and we've all just kind of said it, is when you market to everybody, you market to nobody, right? So just like we're saying, the word without saying it is campaigns, right? When we're running specific campaigns, one of the things that I would highly suggest, if you guys never have actually studied the sales cycle, you can Google the average sales cycle, right? You can Google real estate sales cycle, but also Google customer journeys, right? The number one thing I would love for each and every one of you can find me on social media, share it with me as well. I want you guys to create a target persona, create a customer persona. So again, when we're looking at specific people, we want to make sure that we're targeting them. You're not going to go to South Sacramento in a very Hispanic concentrated demographic area and not know that you might be knocking a door that's going to be a Spanish speaking client. So you want to know your demographic, but again, you also want to know strategically who you're marketing to. So again, if I'm helping a downsizing individual, right? I'm going to try to get in the mind of the downsizing person. What does that person look like? What would their names be? What would their hobbies look like? Where would they frequent? What are their issues that they're dealing with? You want to know so strategically who you're marketing to, right? Because every campaign is going to be different. If you're doing first-time home buyers, you want to know who that looks like, right? We know that statistically, 70% of most Californians are at least 30 to 35 years old before they're purchasing their first home. If that's the case, then we're not going to be sending or doing things at 7 o'clock in the morning for somebody. We might be doing like an elderly person that might be waking up and wanting to, think about what would downsizing look like. You'd want to market to that person in their strategic timing, right? Which you can go look at the algorithms for metadata, right? You can actually go see when are the average persons between 30 and 35, 30 and 40-year-olds actually using the platform? Use this data because it's so strategic. You guys don't have to go out there. It is important. If you don't know what you're doing that day, get something out, anything out, right? If that's you're sharing a shareable from realtor.com, or you guys are on list reports, do something. But if you're building a campaign and you want to create a farm, be strategic. Know who you're marketing to, right? That's the husband, the wife, that's the single, first responder that might be living in a specific area. They're living closer into Talent Village or Tahoe Park. We might be looking at traveling nurses or doctors in that area, right? So we're going to target that specifically. We're going to use language. We're going to use actions. We're going to go to the coffee shops and the places that they might frequent, right? So put yourself in the shoes of whoever you're working with, create a target customer persona, and know where they're at and know how you're marketing to them within their customer journey.
Love it, love it. We got that. Thank you so much, Kimo. Give me a hand for that. That was really good.
I would say if you're looking to get a deal, take action. A lot of you guys already know what to do. You're just not doing it. And I heard something a while back. I don't know who said it. He said, stop being addicted to knowledge and get addicted to action. Because a lot of there's some great meetings out there. April hosts a great meeting. We do this every month. P-Card, great meetings. But I see some agents, they're at every single meeting that they can find. And then they say they're busy. But they're not. What dollar producing activities are you doing? You're just going to meetings all day long, every day, 3-4 times a week. I see why you're struggling. So get addicted to action. Pick up your phone, call people. Don't have to be cold calls. Go on your phone, call the people you know, let them know what you're doing. But start taking action consistently with intention. And I'm not going to sit here and say I have it all figured out. I get uncomfortable when you say, hey, come sit on a top producer panel. Because honestly, I don't feel like a top producer. I feel more like a consistent producer, 2-3 transactions a month, sometimes 4 or 5. But those are big months. That's when I feel like a top producer. But, for the most part, it's 2 or 3 transactions a month. But it's when I'm strategic and I take action. I pick up the phone. I farm. I'm very consistent. When I say I'm very consistent with my CRM, my daughter's consistent with my CRM. I hired my daughter to make sure text messages are going out. My weekly newsletter is going out. So just whatever it is you're going to do, just take action. Stop talking about it. Just start doing it.
Love it. Give me a hand. No, just not. I wrote something. I wrote something I want to share with you guys. Just that I think is summaries, and it looks like we planned it. What I put down here, but let me share this with you. And I think it would. Kind of summarize what we were just talking about. Core principle to live by: incremental and non-monumental. Incremental and not monumental. What does that mean? Find one idea, be incremental about it, right? If it's you decide that you want to implement open houses, then get on the phone with Kim or Jason or someone that does it at a really, really high level and shadow them, right? Incremental change might be, what dialogue do you want to master right now? What conversion dialogue do you want to master? Is it listing property? Is it pricing property? Is it converting buyers? That would be another incremental change, right? Small daily disciplined decisions done consistently over time always lead to massive results. It's not hype. It's not intensity. It's not motivation. It's just consistency, right? Just consistency. Growth starts with who are you becoming every single day. So if you're not happy with where your business is, what idea are you going to take from the panel today? What idea you want to take? If somebody here is resonating with you, pull them aside, take them out to lunch, get some coffee with them, ask them, hey, you know what? I want to work on this. Like I said, with the exception of Mohammed, I don't know him really well. I know everybody else on the panel. They will be willing to help. Because you know what? So many people have made deposits in their lives, and they would be more than happy to make a deposit in yours. Okay? So great leaders, they want something for people, not from people. Does that make sense? Great leaders want things for people, not from people. Every one of these guys right here, they want something for you, and gals, they want something for you, not from you. That makes sense? Let's give them a hand. Thanks, guys. Okay, so
your stickies.
Yes, we're gonna do some drawings here.
Between 1 and
Yeah. Guys, just hold tight really quick. I got two things. Tim, you want to come on up, Tim? So, hey guys, one thing, go to Cabo26.com. We have an event coming up in March in Cabo, Mexico. It is an amazing event that I highly recommend. If you go to Cabo26.com, you get some details. And Chemo, where are you at?
Right here.
Please introduce Tim.
Really, guys, if I could just get your attention really quickly before we finish up, I just want to introduce a great friend of mine, another mentor, and a pastor of our local church, Tim Perring with Journey Church. Tim, again, is starting a accountability program. And again, just want to help him explain some of that because I do have these guys as coaches and mentors as myself. Again, whether you guys can afford things, go attach to people that want to pour into your life. So, Tim Perring.
Awesome, thanks. I just agree with everything was saying, Jason. You nailed it on the head. Like, I don't think we need something new. I think sometimes what we need is just trust in ourselves that we can finish what we said we were going to start. And that's what I do. I have an accountability program that is based on picking one thing in over 90 days, having that built-in accountability to guarantee you're going to actually do that thing. It's a weekly cadence. And I just work with you to ensure no matter what, that you actually follow through on that big thing that you said you wanted to do. Life got heavy. And then before you know it, you just kind of stop talking about it. And then that quiet guilt really prevents you from taking that next step. So I just want to work with people. 90 days will for sure accomplish that one goal you have, because that then leads to the next thing, getting that confidence back. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to talk to you about it.
Thanks, Tim. Get your sticky to Claudia here, because we're gonna announce a few winners of some things that we're giving out.